welcome to Knit One Heart 2.
Episode 168.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wendy. And I don't know why we look so blue today, but I think it's the weather, which is just crummy.
I am wet from my kneecaps down. Getting out of work today literally was a river.
She called me up and said, "Can I have a towel when I get there?"
I actually changed my shirt. This was in my car, thank goodness. My scrubs is soaked. My socks are soaked. They're drying.
It's
They're
like
not
you
gonna
went
be
in
dry,
a pool with your clothes on.
I did. I walked. The only way to get to my car was walking through a river because it wasn't even a puddle. It was a river. We were just getting torrential downpours.
When she arrived, my street was probably 2 or 3 inches of water pouring down.
But it wasn't even your street. It was just everywhere.
I'm sure it was worth in lots of places. My pool was overflowed. I had to go and let some stuff out.
My hair was wet from this morning, but it's like so wet right now.
My hair is also wet. But that's because I took a shower this morning.
Mine's still wet from this morning, I think.
Oh, did you have it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wear it up. I can't wear it down when I'm working. Which makes me wonder if I should just get it cut, but I really like the variety. There we go. I had to think about it. I'm like, what's the word I'm thinking of? Variety.
I don't know.
So anyways, we have a couple of shout-outs.
We do.
We want to say thank you to Knit Run Dig, also known as Sam, and I'm going to butcher your last name. Bogia?
Bogia?
She's donating a medium wedge bag from her shop, knitrundig.etsy.com, some yarn and some markers to our charity shawl knit along. So, Wendy, have you gotten pictures up yet?
I haven't put the pictures up yet, but I will by the time you see this. So.
Those we will not have pictures of because she's sending them from the UK. As soon as we get them, we will post pictures.
But I will list them as a prize in the group, and then the pictures will come
after the fact. So, we are doing the charity knit along, which is this month and next. The information is in the thread. Any shawl that you want to donate to Lise from Webs, you can either send to us or send directly to Lise, who we have the address on the thread.
Yep.
She's going to put it for, what's it called? Project?
She's doing a comfort shawl.
Project, yeah.
A comfort shawl ministry. And when people in her church community and other people need a comfort shawl for, people who have experienced the death of a loved one or are in hospice care.
Or a new moms. Anything like that.
People who could benefit by the comfort that a hand knit thing can give. Those people are going to get it. And she was working this ministry program by herself with some assistance, but she lost a couple of people that were assisting her, and she can't
do it on her own anymore.
And she was hoping to get, a big stash of stuff to help, move it along while she knits so that she doesn't have to skip people.
So we have several prizes that we're giving away for this, and they'll be listed in the contest thread.
Yes.
So for every shawl you donate, please post a picture.
Yep. And it can be a shawl that you just knit or crochet, or you can donate a shawl from your group of shawls, something that's been gently worn that you're not going to wear anymore and that you'd like to see go to a grateful recipient.
It doesn't have to be any type of yarn.
Doesn't have to be any
wool,
top
acrylic,
size.
Any fingering, worsted, small or large.
Anything. There is no limit.
No limits, no restrictions.
She will find somebody to benefit from the shawl. So.
And also a reminder that we are still doing our stash knit along.
And I like to point out that if you use stash yarn to knit a shawl and then donate it to the comfort shawl, you get a chance at the prize in the stash down, and you get a chance at the prize in the shawl.
Oh. So.
It's like a twofer.
Yep.
So that's kind of awesome.
And we have a couple of book reviews. No, I'm sorry. We have one book review and we have a cat.
Yeah, sorry. Cat butt. Oh, okay.
So,
sorry about that. So we regularly get books to review from Cooperative Press.
Yes. And we received 4 new books. We're going to review one today.
Yeah.
And
we're going to review one today, and then we're going to run a contest for it in our group. That'll run for 2 weeks to give everybody a chance to have seen the show and to know about it. And the day that we draw that prize, we will review the next book. And I'm just going to give you a quick preview of the titles that we're planning on reviewing. Today, we are going to review A Knitter's Gallery of Mitered Squares by Jill Bigelow Sotell and Jane Bigelow. Oops, I can't get it to... There we go. A Knitter's Gallery of Mitered Squares. 45 unique designs in color, texture, and lace. And that review is going to be at the end of this show in our Gossip and Innuendo section. And then I will open a thread when I post this episode in our group where you can put in a chance to win a copy of this, a PDF copy of this book. So that's really exciting. And then we're also going to be reviewing in the weeks that follow Mystic Shawls by Anna Dalby. This is a series of lace and fingering weight and I think a sport weight shawl patterns. That's a lovely ebook. And we're going to do the one that Sheila and I both really like. Knits That Breathe, 12 Breezy Projects to Keep You Cool by Julie Turgeman. And
that one's really hard to see.
I know, because it's also blue and our screen is so blue. Knits That Breathe, Julie Turgeman. And we liked this because it has a lot of sweaters that can go from small to very large sizes.
Yeah, there was one that I looked at, and I didn't look at the others, but it was, what did I say, 4 or 5?
4X.
4XL.
And a lot of them are really like body flattering.
Right.
And they could fit cute little petite ladies, but also the big ladies too. And they also have models in the book that are of all age levels, so we kind of liked that too. And then the last one that we're going to review is called Bigfoot Knits by Andy Smith. And I have just a couple things to say about that one. That is excellent if you have big feet and or large calves. I know some people have fluffy legs, but some people also have really muscular calves that are wider than the average calf. And this book teaches you how to modify any sock pattern to accommodate for that, and also contains several really awesome sock patterns for bigger feet that, tell you how to upgrade. She teaches you how to measure, what to measure, how to modify so that you can make socks that fit you. So if you're one of those people that always has problems with the leg part of the sock, or the toes don't fit your toes right, or you don't know how to work with a patterned sock to get it to fit really long feet, this will tell you how to do it. And the best part about it is the shoe styling in the pictures is just to die for. There are the coolest, cutest shoes in this.
They really are.
Get down, Maggie. For whatever reason, Maggie wants to be on the show. So that'll happen too. So this week it's going to be the Mitered Squares book, and stay tuned every 2 weeks for a new review until we're done with the 4 books. And thank you for sending us books to review, Cooperative Press, because we really do enjoy it.
We do.
So that'll be at the end of the show. And then we're also in the Gossip and Innuendo section going to tell you about the strangest thing that's ever been sent to our podcast. Yep. It's very strange. But we're going to show it to you because we don't know why. We're not really clear on why it got sent to us.
We don't know who sent it to us.
We don't know who sent it. If we show it and you are the one who sent it, please identify yourself. Anyway, that's it for our shout-outs.
Is that it?
Yes, you're going to go first.
So on the dance card, I have 2 projects still on the dance card. I'm getting closer. I really am. So I have my sock. I've been able to knit on it during breaks and lunch. It actually looks quite a bit longer than it has been.
It does look good.
I am 1, 2, 3 color stripes. So on my last heel, I think I did the heel at the blue, so I'm just at the gray. So I'm like 3 color stripes away from doing the heel, and then it will be hopefully easy going from there. So I have been trying to knit at work at least because it's cooler there. We have been using our AC more, but we still don't. It's still, I don't know. We don't. It's not on consistently, and really for it to work, it needs to be on consistently. My husband turns it off when he goes to bed, so then we have to crank it all back up again. Anyways, they're coming along, and I'm still working on the shawl, but see this section right here? That's all I have left to bind off. So I'm in the binding off process. I have this much yarn plus some in the Tan House Brook shawl by Boston Jen. Jen is her name. This is what it looks like so far. Oh, that's pretty. Look at the colors on that.
I know.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. There we go. Not really. You can see the green. That's about all you can see.
If you bring it in a little closer and angle it, there you go. Now you can really see the full spectrum of the colors.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is, and I can't wait to block it and wear it. Well, it's going to be a while before I wear it. So this was done with Gypsy Girl Creations yarn, Transition. I don't remember the colorway off the top of my head. Oh yeah, there's the gum.
Still on there.
My son's already claimed it to wear around the house. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't think so. It's really soft. I can't wait to see what it looks like blocked. It's going to be very nice. I'm so excited that I'm done. Almost.
I'm so sorry.
And
I am so
and if
sorry.
I had bulky yarn in my stash, I'd be casting on with something with bulky yarn. But I'm doing something with worsted.
So is that it for your on the needles?
It's only 2 things. They've been on the poor needles for...
Oh, I have so many things. Oh, there's plaster dust all over my project bag. All right.
I don't know how long these puppies have been on. They've been on for too long.
Still working on Alien Baby. Rita the Rabbit. I have not done anything new on it. That is a pattern by Lolly Lala. It is crocheted. I am using Comfort. What is the name of that stuff?
I have no idea.
Karen Simply Soft Light, which I thought would be gross because Karen Simply Soft grossed me out in 2007 the last time I knit with it, but it is not that bad. Have not made any progress on the hat for this. The hat's going to have bunny ears, and then this will look less like an alien. Also, it's going to have arms and a bunny tail. But I did find out that I need to speed up on this because even though my niece's actual birthday is the end of September, because my other brother-in-law and his wife and their daughter are going to be in town in August, we're having the birthday at the end of August. So now I have to, speed it up. So
Get cranking on it, lady.
I know. Well, once Tour de Fleece is over, then I'll have lots of time. It's only going to take me probably 4 hours to finish it. I just haven't had the time. So that's number 1 project on the needles.
The hook.
On the hook. Number 2, I still am working on my Star Leaf shawl. It's just slow going. Because of all the work we're doing on our house, it's not always convenient for me to get everything out that's needed with this. I need to have a little tin of beads and a crochet hook and my iPad where the pattern is. But, I'm getting a row done at a time. It looks so pretty.
It is pretty.
It's going to be beautiful when it's done. I'm looking forward to knitting more on that after Tour de Fleece gets done. That's being knit out of Fleece Artist Saldana 2 lace in the Stardust colorway, which was kindly gifted to me along with some leftovers from a project by Siberian Cat Penny. And I love it, and it's going to get good use. So
good.
That's the next one on the needles. And lastly, but not least, I started my Death Flake mittens, colorwork mittens with my Warm Cool Experiment yarn. You are not going to be able to see this at all.
No.
Sadly, I cast them on while I was having coffee with a friend. And I noticed there was something wrong with the pattern numbers working out. It's color work, so. When I just ripped it apart and put it back on the needles, It appears I have 2 extra stitches. I don't know how long I've had these 2 extra stitches, so I think I'm going to have to rip the entire project back. It's only like an inch. And start over.
I know, but it's frustrating when you're doing color work.
I've already had number issues with this once. I don't know what I did.
Pattern or?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's me. I'm pretty sure I was talking and looking at the crazy people at the coffee shop that come in, because they do, and I just like either knit a stitch twice or knit it. I don't even know what I did. But it is color work, so I'm using my Knitting as My Bag color work bag to keep them separate. And now I have to
ribbit.
I gotta unwind, but that's okay. I get to knit this again. It's going really well.
That's not always a good thing.
I don't mind it.
I speak from experience.
I'm using my Warm and Cool Experiment yarn to do the color work, so it's kind of been exciting watching that knit up. And I was pleasantly, I don't know why, but I was pleasantly surprised at how soft they were. They were super soft. I guess, you can't really tell from the yarn. The yarn is soft, but when it knits up, it's like super soft. I was like, wow, good job, Wendy. I totally patted myself on the back.
There you
go. But yeah, this was my hand spun color experiment on Polworth from in the Prickly Pear colorway from Port Fibers in Portland, Maine. And it was a bump that I picked up not this year, but last year at Fiber Frolic in Maine.
Oh, all right.
When I was up there with my people.
Your people.
Lois and Lisa.
When is Fiber Frolic?
Kathy. It's the one in June. And not Fiber, you're thinking Fiber Revival, which is coming up.
Okay.
And I had never been to it before, but Lois told me it was really good, and a couple of other friends were going. Lisa was going. So I was like, what the heck, I'll go too. And then we had a good fun day.
Oh, good.
What is going on here? I have 2 ends open on this. That's not good. So those are my 3 things on the needles, but now I only have 2 things on the needles technically because I just ripped this off. But hopefully as Tour de Fleece and my home improvement projects wrap themselves up, I will be able to focus more on knitting again. I do kind of miss it. It's been nice to have a bit of a break from knitting, just not to have knitting every day. But when I cast this on Monday, seriously, I was like, God, I haven't knit in so long. It was kind of nice.
It's nice to cast something new on.
Unless you keep making mistakes on it. Oh, that was the other thing. When I cast on, I cut off the wrong end of the yarn.
Oh, I hate that.
So you can see there's like a join on here. I had to join yarn to continue the project because at one point it's just a ring of cast on stitches. This is what I did.
So you're going to keep it or just...
Oh, I don't know. I guess I can put it with the other one. I kept the other part that I cut off because Lord knows if I'm going to need it at the end. I don't want to get rid of
good yarn.
So maybe I'll just put it with the rest of it. It's all basically the same color, so it's not like it's a gradient or something. It can be used at any time. This is what I cut off. So now I have more. We'll just put it all in the ball. So that's it for my on the needles.
All right, rate your date. I have one to rate. Oh, no.
Did you see my face? I was like...
I just finished this. Sorry.
Don't mock me like that.
I just finished while we were talking.
Yay!
So I'm going to show it. So what I ended up doing for bind off, I just picked one skein of yarn to bind off on, and where is it? This is what I had left of that one skein. But I have a little here.
Yeah.
So this will get woven in. I really enjoyed the project. I really enjoyed using the 2 different colored the 2 different skeins of the same color yarn to get a larger gradient effect.
Yeah, I do too. I think that was a really cool effect. It made the color like range out longer, but it also made a softer transition in between the colors.
It really did. So on the pattern, she has you do something, a yarn over so that it's stretchy on here. Yeah. Well, because I was changing colors on this isn't as stretchy, and you can kind of see it. It's kind of I'm holding it up in the middle, and one's bunched up
a little bit longer. Yeah. It'll block out.
No, I don't
It'll
think
somewhat
so.
block out.
It'll somewhat block out. So what I ended up doing when I realized that was happening is I started yarn overing with the newer yarn, hoping to make it a little bit more even. So what I'll do is I'll probably block this side of it a lot.
And the other side to match it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe what I'll do is I'll fold it in half and block where I know how far this will, that's still not going to work. It's bad. But there was no other way to do it without making it a smooth transition.
Right.
So.
You know what you probably should have done? Is done a double yarn over on the yarn side instead of a single yarn over. That's probably what you should have done. I mean, now it's easy to say that in retrospect.
But if I do it again, I've learned.
Yeah, I would do a double yarn over. It's not so bad.
It's not that bad. I mean, it is. It's going to be around the neck.
Nobody's going to be holding it up and
no one's going to be
symmetrical?
Yeah, no one's going to be seeing it.
It's not even going to happen.
Because it's going to be around my neck. So I'm very happy that A, it's done. And B, it's all soft and squishy and pretty.
I know, it's gorgeous.
It's going to look really good.
I'm glad it's done, too, so I can stop harboring guilt over the incident.
It will look really good.
The knit wrecking incident.
Underneath
it's going to be pretty, yeah.
Once it's blocked.
I wish you could see it better on this camera. It's just we have a really gray day outside, and you can't see how vibrant
oh my god, the color is. Yeah, the purple and then the vibrant green. It finished right where I wanted it to, without being too... I could have probably gone like another 2 rounds, but then I would have been playing Yarn Chicken, I think.
I don't like to play Yarn Chicken.
No, I don't either. So I stopped at the perfect time. I really enjoy it. I'm so glad it's done, though. I'm so glad.
Me too. I am so glad this is done. I don't have to feel the guilt anymore. The guilt. I feel so bad about what happened.
So I will try and block it and maybe show you a finished shawl next week.
Yay!
No promises on that one, though.
She's not going to let me block it because of the cat licking incident.
Yeah, knowing my luck or knowing the luck with that one.
Well, normally I would tell you I put it in the closed room in the basement on blocking mats. But since we're working on the basement right now, I can't guarantee that my husband won't leave the door unlocked, and then, then there could be an incident.
No, I don't have pets at my house, so...
It's a safer blocking... Well, unless your husband gets a hold of your stuff afterwards. And
he hasn't touched anything
throw it in the washing machine.
All it would do is bring it back. It's not shrinkable.
Oh, that's
true. I think it's nylon combo.
Oh, that's good. So, that's it for...
I should donate that shawl.
You should.
No, I like it.
I like it, too.
I gotta make me another one, though.
So that's it for Rate
You have no
because
rate
I have nothing to rate now. But I do have Whirlwind.
Which I never do.
So here is
I apologize. I'm eating good and plenty.
Here is the first full skein bobbin of yarn from Tour de Fleece. This is about 4 ounces of my 3 blends. Spunky Eclectic, Diabolical Yarn, and Biltmore Fiber. And I showed you I had ripped those into small pieces, and I just randomly pull them out of a giant bag and spin them together. And I started the multicolor because I needed a break from doing navy blue. So here's my first half of this thing. And you can see it's much less off than this one was, because this one is the one that had the cotton leader. This one has the fingering weight leader. It makes a big difference. So you can still see the end that it was in, but at least it wasn't bulked up like this one. I could have gotten so much more fiber on this if I hadn't had that bulky leader. So when I'm done spinning off of that, I have to remember to change it. But this is Into the World and Take It to the Bridge colorway, and 2 bumps of that and 1 bump of Frabjous Fibers in the Breeze colorway.
And you're just randomly?
I am randomly doing it. I was going to try to make sure that I did 2 of the darker muted tones and 1 of the lighter tones, but I find as I'm spinning it, I can't tell always if I've pulled fiber from the lighter one or the darker one because they have sections where they're almost identical. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to go with it. And I think it's coming out really pretty, and I do think that this is really going to pop.
So you're going to spin one, you're going to make it a 2-ply?
No, it's going to be a 3-ply. I just got tired of spinning navy blue. So I spun 1 of navy blue. I'll spin 1 of multi, and then I'll spin another 1 of navy blue, and then I'll ply them. And I should get 2 or 3 skeins out of...
And that's when you use your Lazy Kate?
Yes, that's when I use my precious. My Thayer Symes Lazy Kate. I love that thing more than a person should love an inanimate wooden object, but I do. It is the best. It's so much easier to use. I had a arched Lazy Kate from Shocked, which is a very nice Lazy Kate. In order to put the bobbins on, I had to take these rings off and pull the these posts out. But on my Thayer Symes Lazy Kate, I just have to I just slide it onto a post, and it's all in a box, so I just open the box, lock it open, stick the posts in, and I'm ready to roll. It's so easy to use, and it stores so much easier. I was able to take my other Lazy Kate apart to make it flat, but it had like 27 pieces.
So would you ever consider getting rid of your other Lazy Kate, like selling it to someone?
I should. I should put it up for sale. I mean, it's not they're only like $50 brand new.
Oh.
So I should do something with it. I don't think I will use it again. I guess I might potentially use it if I ever did more than a 4-ply. I have my Travel Kate from Thayer Symes has 4 posts. I have the large one. So I could do a 4-ply, but I guess if I wanted to do a 6-ply or something, I could use a second Lazy Kate, but
do you ever see that happening?
I don't know. I don't know why I'd ever do more than a 3-ply, but I don't know. So I guess right now it's taken apart. The last time I used my Kate, I actually used it at that spinning competition at the Topsfield Fair.
For any reason?
Well, I used it because I had to ply.
And you didn't have the
I didn't. That was before we went to Rhinebeck, so I didn't have I got my Travel Kate at Rhinebeck from Holiday Yarns booth. Okay. They were selling them there. They also have a website, travelkate.com, in case people are interested. And I took it apart so it would fit into my bag. And then I had to, before the competition started, I had to spend some time putting it back together.
Oh.
And then I had to spend some time after the competition taking it apart. Whereas with my new one, when I want to take it apart, I just pull out the posts, put them in the box, unlock the box, shut it, lock it shut.
It's really quick.
Yes, I love that thing. So
even I could do it, and I'm not a spinner.
Even you could do it.
Even I could do it.
Even a 2-year-old child could do it. Although some of the parts might not be safe for a 2-year-old.
Yep.
So anyway, that's all I have so far. I'm surprised that I have this. This is probably 6 ounces I've spun, and I'm surprised I've even spun that much because I have not had a lot of time to spin because I've been busy doing home improvement. So that's it for Whirlwind Romance.
Future dates.
Yes.
So mine's a combo future date / balls and bling. When we went to Webs. How long ago? Like 3-4 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago?
No. 2
to 3.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
2 or 3 weeks ago, I had bought some yarn and I wasn't able to show it to you guys because I kept
Hi,
forgetting
Bindi,
it.
if you're watching.
Hi, Bindi. Bindi J.
Bindi J.
So I had bought Tosh Vintage, which is Madeline Tosh. I bought the Vintage, which is a worsted weight. It's 100% superwash merino wool. No.
Oh, good, because I just broke it. Sorry.
I think you have a new hashtag, Wendy, the wrecker of things.
Wrecker. Look, I just broke the thing off the clip.
Wrecker.
I don't even know how I did it. Okay, good. I'm glad it's not yours.
It's probably your daughter's.
I think it is.
So I bought Madeline Tosh. It's the color. It just spoke to me. It's called Blue Nile. 100% superwash merino wool. US 6. So I'm going to cast on something with this. If not tonight, real soon. I need something worsted.
Something big.
Something big. Probably a cowl, because I think this really, the color is not this. It is a bright turquoise.
Yeah, it's a really bright.
My son had shoelaces out on the counter today, and I said, "Oh my God, they match."
Yeah.
It's a bright turquoise. Let me see if I can. I'm just not going to get the color.
Not this
today.
Camera. Not today.
As Wendy says, it's showing too much green. I don't know. Not enough green. Too much blue, because there was some green in this, I guess. I don't know. So I'm going to find something to cast on, and I think it needs a cowl, because it needs to be seen. And we know me and hats don't work.
No, you can't make a hat.
So it's going to be a cowl.
Friends don't let friends like you make hats for themselves.
It's going to be seen. It needs to be seen.
Yes,
it's so pretty.
Does.
So
Yay.
I will wind that up and look for something to do.
I don't have any future dates. My future dates include finishing what I am working on. That is my only future date that I'm allowed to have.
So
I know,
now just my socks. But I think I need to put those away for a little bit and do a
I was
quickie.
looking on my project page, and I have that Samil that I'm knitting out of Leading Men Fiber Arts that I love so much. And I'm like, I need to get back to that.
You do.
Like, I need to get these things off the needle I can get back to some of these other projects that accidentally got sidelined. So, yeah, I gotta do that. But, yeah, I don't have any future dates.
And then baubles and bling, right?
Yeah, I only wanted to show one thing really quick, in case anybody remembers it. I call my niece... I make my niece do stuff because I am the aunt and I'm not the mom. And so my sister-in-law was talking to me about it, and I said, I'm Auntie Badger because Auntie Badger don't care. You know, like Honey Badger. So now I'm Auntie Badger, and I call my niece Niecey Badger. So for her dedication ceremony, I ordered this hard-covered copy of Bedtime for Frances, which was one of my favorite books when I was little. And it's about Frances and her Badger family. And for her birthday, I ordered her 3 more books that are just, the I can read.
Yeah, she's got a long way to go before
she
can
has a long way to
read them, but
her mom and dad can read them to her. I got A Bargain for Frances, Best Friends for Frances, and Bread and Jam for Frances, because these are for my niecey Badger. So those are my only baubles and bling this week. But I'm excited to give my niece those books. I also found my Treasury of Harold and the Purple Crayon, which was one of my favorite books.
I never read the book. I happened to catch it when it became a PBS special.
The show was bad, but the books are so sweet. So I'm going to give her
my
Harold
kids read a lot of the Boyton books, like Bedtime with the Hippos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I like those. Those were my favorite.
But Bread and Jam for Frances, there is one single quote that my mom and I still say from Bedtime for Frances. She keeps waking her dad up because she hears a sound, and her dad starts getting mad. And she hears, after she hears several noises, she hears a moth bumping against the window. Bump and thump, his wings smack the glass, whack and smack. Whack and smack made Frances think of a spanking. Because her dad and mom are starting to get really mad that she keeps getting up. And my mom always say that. Whack and smack made Frances think of a spanking. So that's when Frances decides to go to sleep for the rest of the night and not bother her parents.
Smart move on Frances's part.
Oh, I love that book. That's for my niecey Badger. We still call her Princess Peach, too, but now I bet when she starts to talk, she'll call me Auntie Badger because that's what everybody calls me.
Oh, really?
Auntie Badger. It's Uncle Jim and Auntie Badger.
Aw. That's cute.
It is cute. She's my niecey Badger.
You really need sometimes to have a nice, fun nickname like that.
I'm the fun aunt, so...
Yeah, my brother, for some reason, when Max was young, all of a sudden, out of the blue, decided to call my older brother, Uncle Monkey Bobby. And my brother didn't like it at first.
Uncle Monkey.
We have no idea where he got it from.
Probably because Uncle and Monkey sound the same.
I don't know. We had no idea where he got it from. My brother at first, like for the first few times, he didn't like it. And he started liking it, and then he was really sad when all of a sudden he wasn't calling him that.
Yeah, I know, because when they get old enough, they stop calling you the names. Like my son used to call my father GoDaddy.
Aww.
GoDaddy. That's how he said granddaddy, and it was so cute. Until he stopped saying GoDaddy, and he said granddaddy, and then it was kind of sad.
It is sad when that happens. Like, right now I'm still mama.
But I'm
mummy.
Starting to be mom.
It is sad when you become mom.
Yeah.
Every now and again, mother, and I look at my kids and I'm like, I don't.
My son calls me mama or mama, but my daughter calls me mom now.
Yeah, Max calls me mom, but Max Zachary when I call him, he's like, "Hi, mama."
Yeah, that's my son.
Mama, I'm like, "Hi, mama." I call my boys Bubba. Both of them are Bubbas. I'm like, "Hi, Bubba," in the same sing-songy voice.
Yes, but Lily usually calls me mom, and it's usually something like this. Mom. Yeah. I can live without that. So, what do we have for Crushes and Heartbreaks? Do you have Bobbles and Bling? You showed your Bobbles and Bling. Do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
Crushes and Heartbreak?
I mean, we got the books, but you showed those.
I showed those.
We have our special...
I forgot our special thing. We'll show it during... Yeah. We have to do a review.
I'm not doing a review.
I know, me either. All right.
Crushes and Heartbreaks. Work's still going well. I do my first weekend this weekend. I was really concerned because they have me, at the time I come in is the time that ICU gets drawn, and I was a little concerned that, ICU have been able to do it. There's been a few patients I haven't been able to get. So what happens is somebody goes up, and it's not a big deal. You just can't get them. So somebody went up yesterday and got it, and then today I was able to get the patient. It really does matter day by day. So I'm really liking it. This will be my first weekend. I think, what a compliment today.
Yeah, I think it's a compliment.
So there's a woman who's been there for a little while. She's a little older than me. She's another Asian woman. Like I'm an Asian woman.
You are not Asian, Sheila. I hate to break it to you. I know your husband's Asian and your boys are Asian, but you are not Asian.
She is an Asian woman, so we have a lot in common.
You're an Asian wannabe.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. So she's an Asian woman. We've kind of bonded in the sense of like sharing what you eat, what we had. Right. And I noticed yesterday that she for some reason she didn't want to go to break with the other two people that were there. Now I work with she is a full-time person like me, Monday through Fridays with alternating weekends. And there's a couple of others. So she came up to me today and said something, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't hear her. She's got an accent, so I'm used to that. And she repeated it. She goes, I wish everyone was like you. And I'm like, oh, thank you. That makes me feel good. And she was saying it in a good way because I was doing something, I believe.
I don't think there would be a bad way.
I know. Like, as I said,
would you say to a serial killer, I wish everyone was like you? I don't think so.
So it made me feel really nice that in the short time period that I've been there, that a lot of people seem to like me.
You're pretty likable, I have to say.
To think so.
I have to say, you're pretty likable. I think you are. I may be biased, but I think you're pretty likable.
Yeah, like when my people say your kids are really cute, I'm like, yeah, well, I think they are. They're my kids. So it made me feel good that she thinks enough of me to wish that, more people were like me, which is kind of nice. And we've been getting a lot of newer people.
Maybe she doesn't know you're not Asian. I have to laugh because you're like as far opposite from an Asian person as could possibly be.
I can't be more European.
Hair, blue eyes. You got like your New Hampshire accent.
New Hampshire? Boston, baby.
I don't know.
No, I was born in New Hampshire, but I only spent like the first 5 years there. And then every other weekend thereafter. So, yeah. Another Asian woman.
You have your new... I know. Am I an Asian woman? Like, maybe I am. I don't even know.
I have no idea.
So you just really identify because you have a lot of Asian culture in your home because of your husband.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Her husband really is Asian. Like, really.
Well, anyone who's seen my Instagram has seen my pictures. I mean, I had actually a patient ask me about my last name.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, my husband is Asian. And she goes, Chinese? I said, he's Chinese. She goes, Chinese? I said, yeah, I think so. I said, well, he did come over from Vietnam. I'm like, I don't know if that's Chinese, Vietnamese Chinese. I'm like, what's Chinese? I don't know.
Like, does she mean like
half?
Or right off the...
Well, he is pretty much right off the boat.
I don't know what that means.
I didn't either, but we got into talking.
That's funny, because when I first
She was one who said, oh, your kids must be adorable. And I said, well, I think so.
When I first met Sheila, I didn't know her last name, but I met her with her children, and I thought she had adopted her children. Actually, I met you with just Zachary, and I thought maybe she had adopted him. Until I met Max, and Max looks just like her, only if you really were Asian, that's how Max looks. And then I was like, oh, those are really her kids.
We were talking to my father, side note here. We were talking to my father, and he's like, Max, if you were to look at him, you wouldn't really see the Asian in him. He's a good mix.
He looks more like you, facial feature-wise.
Well, he looks like my brothers, I think, actually. A little bit of my brothers. Zachary, before he started getting curly hair, was almost the spitting image of my husband. Until he started getting curly hair. And he's got the curly hair, but it's not like close crop to his head. It's a mop.
Yeah.
And so now he looks less Asian, but I think if you were to look at Zachary you would see the mix, because he's definitely got the stereotypical eyes of an Asian person.
Yes, Max not so much.
No, but I mean, for Zachary, he's got some freckles over his cheekbones and everything.
But Zachary is like a clone of your husband. If you shaved Zachary's hair down, he looks like your husband.
Yeah, he does.
It's so funny how they're both boys. One looks like you, one looks like your husband. I mean, Max looks like your husband too, but it's like I see you more.
Yeah, I mean, I always feel like the odd duck when I'm pictured with all three of them, because you have dark black hair. My husband has black hair, salt and pepper really more now, and then the boys have brown hair, and I have whatever you want to call this, gray, blonde, whatever, and the fair skin. My kids have a darker skin tone. In the summer, they tan very nicely.
I always felt like the odd one out when my kids were really little, because my husband, before he had gray hair, had sandy blonde hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same color as Lily's hair, really.
I never would have guessed that.
And both of my kids were blonde when they were little, and so there was like two blonde kids that looked like my husband and me. And they're like, "Are you the nanny?"
Well, when I had Zachary, somebody asked me if he was mine. Actually, with both kids, I was asked if they were mine.
I can't believe somebody didn't think that Max was yours, because he is a clone of you.
No, when he was little.
I don't know. I think he looks like you. The funny thing, too, is my husband and my son are almost identical, to the point where I had a picture of my husband out, and my mother said, "When did you take that of Jack?" And I was like, "Oh, that's my husband when he was 2.
Really?
They looked so identical.
That's funny.
They're like clones. The only thing that my son has that's the same as me is he got blue eyes like I have. That's the only thing.
That was the thing I was talking about. I said I kind of wish either of my boys had gotten lighter eyes. I mean, you can't see it, but I have like hazel eyes right now. They look black and beady, but I do. I have hazel eyes. Or bluish hazel green. I don't know. But they're light. They're not brown, basically, is what it is. They're not brown, but neither of my boys got that. They did get lighter hair, though.
Yeah, definitely, especially Zach.
Yeah, Zachary's eyes are more like a golden brown.
Yeah, they're
light brown. Max has dark chocolate.
Genetics is interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, because basically you're taking 50% of you and 50% of your spouse and mixing them, but what
who knows what came before that.
Right. What you get out of it is just incredible. Because, I might be carrying something that a dominant or recessive gene that all of a sudden Zachary gets. It's amazing.
Well, my great-grandfather had very distinctive ears. Not like they stick out, but they're just shaped very distinctively. And my son, no one else in the family has ears like that.
Oh, really?
No, and my son has them. When he was born, the day he was born, I said, "Oh my God, he has my great-grandfather's ears." because it was when he was born, he had no hair. It was really obvious. And my mom was like, "That is so freaky." Nobody else. I mean, he has many grandchildren and many great-grandchildren and many great-great-grandchildren.
And nobody
else has them, and they like sprang up in my son. It's funny.
It is funny. So, I mean, that's my crushes and heartbreaks. I am enjoying my job. I really, really am.
I think
so far.
she is.
I hope I don't regret it.
That is such a negative thing to say. She has this great job with great people, great hours.
Well, because I'm still in the honeymoon stage.
I just don't. I think that you're setting yourself up to have.
No, because I like it. Well, there's just one person, and there's one person in every batch.
There is one person everywhere. And sometimes it's because that one person doesn't really do their job the right way, and sometimes there are just people that rub you the wrong way. Like, I've met people before.
I think what it is I do my job probably plus a little, and I think that's what rubs them the wrong way.
Oh, they are bothered by you?
I think so.
Oh.
In the sense of that, I don't want to say I'm too good at my job. Not that she's not a great phlebotomist, because that's not what... So
maybe she thinks you're like a brown noser or something?
Right. It has nothing to do with our skills of phlebotomy. It's what we do when we're not drawing the patient.
So it might just
I like to keep busy. We do have little things to keep us busy. We have to make certain packets of tubes and culture bottles and stocking and making sure our carts are stocked. And I think that's what might bother her.
Yeah, well.
And I'm not a brown noser I try not to be.
No, but she might think you are because you're like...
Well, like I talked about last year when I had my review, I had gotten a review saying I was basically too good at my job. Remember how somebody said that? I think that's what it comes down to. And it's not that I'm trying to outshine anyone. It's just I don't like sitting around. So if there's something for me to do...
I think that's why you're a knitter. I know that's why I'm a knitter. I can't just sit in the evening and not do anything unless I'm really exhausted.
Oh, no, I can sit in the evening
and not do
what
anything. I mean.
But I mean, if I'm at work and getting paid for it, don't get me wrong, there's days where I just want to sit for like 10, 15 minutes. I don't think anyone begrudges you that. But if they say, hey, we have these little packets to put together for the emergency room, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's just being good at your job.
I don't know if maybe she takes offense to that.
Hate is gonna hate. My crushes and heartbreak, the shit vinyl saga continues. we had installation man number 2 come. Well, we went to talk to Bob Sr. and we liked Bob Sr. quite a bit. We picked out some stuff to bring home, and then we found 2 that we like. We decided that since we were going to have another measuring session, this one, by the way, for free, not $35 like they charge you, we decided that we were going to have our bathroom floor done at the same time just to get it over with. Needs to be replaced. We have peel and stick tile, which I was familiar with, and so Bob Jr. came to our house, Bob Sr.'s son, and he did the measure, and it turns out that for less than the estimate that Home Depot gave us to do the kitchen, they can do the kitchen and the bathroom. So I ordered the materials, and they will be coming in they will start on August 4th, and he thinks it'll only take 2 days, but it might take 3. So August 4th, 5th, and 6th are blocked out as when the guy will come. But he said at the most they would only need the morning of the 6th. It just really depends on what's underneath our bathroom floor.
Okay.
The kitchen floor, we know, has a plywood subfloor underneath the stuff that we put down because we put that stuff down, so we saw the subfloor. Almost anything could be under the bathroom floor. We did not put the peel and stick down because I never would have picked ugly elephant skin gray tile for my bathroom. So, it's ugly.
I don't know if it would be elephant skin gray, but okay.
It's horrible. And we're not going to find out. We're going to take up our Pergo-like floor, our IKEA floor on Friday and throw it in the dumpster that we already have at our house. The guy was like, I can save you a bunch of money if you just throw your floor out in your dumpster instead of paying for us to haul it. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, no kidding.
So Home Depot didn't mention that.
Of course not.
So I'm happy. We're going with a neighborhood guy. They're like 10 blocks away. Their business is in our town. So I'm really happy that I'm giving a local small business my business. They were recommended by my neighbor who had work done with them, and they liked it. So I know that the people do a good job. And like I said, we're getting 2 jobs done for the price of what we were almost going to pay at Home Depot.
For one
project, which we thought was excessive. So, I'm happy that that part of it is over. We are still cleaning my house. After Sheila leaves, I have to paint the hallway. I finished the plaster work. I need to go around and dust. I haven't dusted the plaster dust yet. We have thrown away most of the trash in our basement. We still have to get rid of a couple of furniture pieces from the second floor. I'm getting rid of 2 dressers and my old sewing table.
Are you actually going to be able to get rid of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why?
Honey bunny.
Oh, no. He wants to get rid of them.
Oh, all right.
It's only the stuff that he wants to keep that we have a problem with.
Oh, I
should have seen him yesterday. We were going through these bins, and I'm like, this can throw out. What is it? Wait! And I finally said, look, I think what you should do is be responsible for taking the stuff that's in the bags up to the trash can and just give me the bins and I'll sort through them. So that's how we handled it. So I was in charge of deciding. The only time I didn't throw stuff away is if I wasn't sure what it was.
Right.
We found a ton of my husband's tools. There were these random boxes where he'd thrown like one shoe. I found my other cat shoe. I have these shoes that look like cats. Pitaloop on Instagram has the exact same shoes. I've only had one since my son was born. I found the other one. It was down in the hoard. I was like, yes! Now I have my 2 shoes.
Do you have both of them?
I
would have gotten rid of the other one a long time ago.
I knew that the other one had to be somewhere because I found the first one was in some hoard of a thing. So I knew the other one was somewhere. I just didn't want to go through.
Oh, okay.
We had something like, it was like 12 or 15 crates of stuff stacked down in the basement. And we now, I think 7 or 8 of them are empty now. That's how much we threw away. And I still have to go through and organize the stuff that is left. In fact, after you leave, I'm going over to Michael's because I was a part of the Michael's litigation, and I now have a $25 gift certificate to Michael's.
What Michael's litigation? Apparently, I wasn't a part of this.
It was I don't know. It was like an overcharging litigation or something.
How'd you get that in the mail?
I guess I had used my credit card at a certain time, and there was a letter explaining about it, but was this the letter? No, I don't know where the letter was, but apparently there was some Michael's litigation, and I filled out the class information, and I got a $25 cash value voucher to use up until September 15th.
Which you need
so
to soon.
I'm going to buy another Dymo labeler because the kids took mine.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, we're running out of time.
I know, we've been talking a bunch.
Okay.
So on that note, any other crushes and heartbreaks?
No.
So we have a book to review. It's called 12 Mitered Squares?
A Knitter's Gallery of Mitered Squares, and there are 45 unique designs. That's what I can't get the cover to show. Oh, because I'm not showing the cover.
I was going to say, I'm like, there's no squares there.
It is by Jill Bigelow Sattel and Jane Bigelow. 45 unique designs in color, texture, and lace. And this is really an interesting book. It tells you how to combine the patterns in the book to make the mitered squares. And it tells you how big the squares are going to work up, what size they're going to be.
It gives you skill levels of 1, 2, and 3 on how to change the sizes, adding more stitches, how many roughly you would need to add.
I like how they say adaptability 1 squares use any odd number of stitches, size up and down with ease. 2 must be adapted using certain multiples, and adaptability 3 squares are best left alone.
They're honest.
Yeah.
It tells you how to pick up a square, how to pick up stitches for the next square, depending on where you want the square placed.
Yeah, which is kind of helpful. They have a diagram.
They also tell you how to pick up squares with 2 squares.
Like on a point to make a corner, like by making a V, like that.
They also tell you how to do half squares or
Yep.
triangles and right triangles. Convert a square to a left triangle and a right triangle.
That's
and
how you can
top and a
convert
bottom.
square. So that's helpful. So it gives you a lot of construction examples and tips so that you can really have complete control over how you want to put your blanket together. What I like about them is that they have a lot of squares that incorporate 2 colors, so like half and half. Oops. Or
top and bottom.
Yeah. Stripey. Just a lot of different ways you can spice up.
And then there's some lace
squares.
ones.
Yes, as you get farther along, there are the 2 color ones. There's 2 color lace, some with fancy stitches that look like flowers. And then they do a lot of plain single color squares that have textures, lace, just plain garter stitch, baubles. I like this checkerboard pattern. So you could really play with them. You could do a sampler blanket, or you could put the ones that they give you together in bigger blocks. And
right.
It could be really interesting.
They have a couple of projects, too, to help you out.
If you're not one of those people that's good at, like, visualizing.
Right.
I'm trying to get to the end of it. This is a very long book. Anyway, there are 45 different different square patterns, lace, color work, and plain textured. Whoops. And then they have a Frosty Sunrise wrap,
which is pretty.
It's like a long rectangular wrap. And they do Harvest Celebration. It's like a table runner, which uses the squares and makes a unique shape pattern because it's using the one that has that little one corner of color. And then they do Misty Valley Vest. So here's a vest that you can create for yourself, incorporating those blocks. And Aurora Night, which isn't, it's more like a little, it's like a buttonless cardie. And they have that in a couple of different colors. That has a lot of charts. And then there's a really big stitch glossary that explains all of the symbols and stitches that they use. And the authors are a mother and daughter team who have been knitting, teaching, and designing together for over 15 years. So that's nice. I like
it's a really nice book. I mean, you can use it, and I think the whole idea is you can use it with any weight yarn depending on how big you want your project.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can make a larger square using a bulkier weight yarn or a smaller square using fingering.
And you can choose to use a bunch of different patterns or just put one pattern together in interesting ways. And this would be great for those people that have all those sock blanket singles, because you could do a lot with that. So if you want to win a copy of this book, we will have a thread in our group, and you can go over there and post in it. We're going to ask you to tell us which square you like the best out of the 45 designs. And I'll link to the, hopefully they'll have a page that shows you that.
I think they do.
I don't know. If not, I'll think of a better question. But that's what we're going to do.
And the contest will run this week and next.
Yeah.
Right, 2 weeks.
And we'll show you the weirdest weirdest package that we ever got in our mail next week.
Just a teaser.
Just a teaser, because we don't have enough time to thoroughly go into the strangeness that is this package.
So on that note, we'll have to name this the other Asian woman.
That's going to be the other Asian woman, yes. It's not going to be we had another name planned out for the surprise package, but we're going to show that next week, so this is going to be the other Asian woman.
No. Have a good week. Thanks for watching us. Knit with Heart.
Bye.